Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. It's Tom. As I mentioned in my last week's Tuesday talk, about 70 of us at DFACS from all over the agency are going through a 4-day training on Brene Brown's book, Dare to Lead. Many of you may know that one of Dr. Brown's premises of leadership is that it really takes bravery to be vulnerable, and to be vulnerable is to be brave. And I think a lot of folks tend to think of vulnerability, which Dr. Brown describes as taking risks, being uncertain about the outcome of what we're doing, being emotionally available. A lot of folks consider that as weakness, but that in fact, if you can create a culture of vulnerability among your relationships, among your family, even among our agency, then it can better help us to have hard conversations that we need to be having about such issues as racial equity, about such issues as the socioeconomic and power differences that we deal with in our work. And I would hope that it will be a big step toward creating a true just culture within DFACS, one in which people are not afraid to own up to their mistakes, but they also know that when they are vulnerable, when they do take risks, when they do put themselves out there, they'll be treated empathetically, and that we can create an organization in which we really model humility and vulnerability and bravery in terms of really putting ourselves into our work. No matter where we are, we lead by being brave enough to be humble. So we're really, it's been exciting so far. Done this half day today. We got another, I guess, day and a half, 2 days of doing this. So I'll let you know how it turns out. In other business, so to speak, we still have the post-COVID business operations survey out there. It is open until tomorrow. And again, we are trying to design our post-COVID work environment. So the more that we can know from you, our employees, about what you want, about what you like, what you dislike, what you see as obstacles to teleworking, what you see as advantages of teleworking. We really need to know that as soon as possible. We're also, of course, as you know, in April, in the middle of Child Abuse Prevention Month. There are plenty of roles that you can play to make your community stronger. You can be a caring neighbor by getting to know your neighbors, know your family. That requires vulnerability and putting yourself out there. You can be a kind and empathetic co-worker. You can, if parents are having issues, if your parents that you work with are having issues, let them know that they can get help from PCA Georgia, for example, by calling 1-800-CHILDREN or going to pcageorgiahelpline.org to see how they can find help in parenting. You can be a supportive friend to lend an empathetic ear. You can be a model mentor. And of course, you can be an involved community member. We have lots and lots of ways that you can be involved in your community. And so I'd suggest that you visit PCA Georgia, belongingforhope.org, or look at our child abuse and neglect prevention plan we've recently come out with and find ways that you can be involved. Again, just putting ourselves out there and being an empathetic ear and a friend takes a lot of bravery, but it's very important for us to do. It's also Autism Awareness Month. Autism spectrum disorder, of course, as many of us know, is a developmental disorder. And really, I think if you're on the anywhere from being on the ADHD to having severe autism, we often come across folks who have autism or who are on the autism spectrum. And we need to learn how to help these individuals, how to communicate with them, and to see how we can better work with those who have this, who are really neuroatypical, as they say, who have just a different way of looking at the world and a different brain. So we got a website. I invite you to visit to look at that. As many of you know, children with more severe autism spectrum disorder issues are often those that have the most difficult time in terms of managing behavior in terms of getting what they need. And so we really do need to focus on the needs of this population and make sure that the therapies that are out there, especially, for example, applied behavioral analysis and other therapies, are available for these young people so they can get the help they need. We're also through halfway through April, and in the second quarter, we have some cybersecurity training. We really need to get all that done by June 30th. I really want to encourage each of you to go ahead and get that done as soon as possible. You should have a link on your email about it. And then finally, our friends at the Multi-Agency Alliance for Children, MAC. Many of you know MAC is the organization that really it's an alliance of a number of different provider agencies, and they work together to help really with some of our more challenged or with our children with greater needs, especially, for example, children with autism issues or with behavioral health issues. And so we're really grateful to the folks at MAC, Heather Rolls, and all of her great team for the work that they do. They are celebrating their 25th year of existence this year, and I'm going to do a little shout out to them, just congratulate them on that. And I'd encourage you to look into the work of MAC, both its work is in terms of helping us place and care for children with higher needs, but also the great work that they have been doing in terms of helping us increase our graduation rates, our high school graduation rates for young people who are in foster care or who have been in the foster care system. So congratulations, folks at MAC, and I hope y'all have a good week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.